Sorry for playing with my camera. So if you're watching this on the replay, which we may be because it is a holiday, but I decided to come live anyway. I'm going to just play with some napkins and do some different things with those. So, hi, Carla. Hi, Lauren. So I started to say decoupage, but this is not decoupage. I am ironing napkins to paper. So I have here paper. I have a piece of tea stain paper. Hi, Amy. I have a piece of Glad wrap. You can use any kind. Hi, Kathleen. Of Glad wrap, saran wrap, any kind of plastic wrap. And then I have a napkin, and this is one that I've been hoarding. Sandra Penna, Sandra Miranda, whichever one you know her as. Same person, just two different things that she uses to log in. Anyway, she sent this to me in a swap thing that we did a long time ago, and I love this napkin. I'd love to have a whole pack of them. So we're going to iron that together, and then I'll show you some stuff that I did. My big old hand out of the way. I'm just using an old iron, and hi, Stacy. The parchment paper protects the iron. I can't talk. See how I got flabbergasted. So everybody have a happy 4th of July. We don't do anything on 4th of July, really, unless, since our child's all grown, she went to a cookout. And when you have vertigo, you don't watch fireworks. So, hi, Christina. I'm sure most of you's probably seen this technique. This is not my idea in any means or manner. I've seen a video that was 10 years old, and I'm like, oh, I got to try that. And I have this pad of like newsprint paper for kids to draw on to protect my desk because it is a glass top desk, and I didn't want to rust my desk. This napkin is from my friend Sandra. She sent it to me. We did a swap. It was an embellishment box, patchwork box swap, and she sent that to me as a gift for hosting. I have 1.5 left. Did anybody have a cookout today? If you're like me, it was hot. I made a bunch of stuff yesterday and took it to my work with me today because in a grocery store, you don't really get the holiday. I wish I could. I wish I could go watch fireworks. They're beautiful, but there's flashes with vertigo or seizures. Olive Garden leftovers. That sounds yummy. I haven't been there for a long time. Oops, I see that I have my autofocus on. Let me minimize y'all and get that turned off. Okay. Maybe. Sorry about that. We had hamburgers and fresh green beans from the garden and potatoes cooked in the crock pot for dinner and leftover cheesecake. And at work, I made a homemade baked potato soup and cheesecake I took to work. The Olive Garden sounds really good. I just got to check into their. Yeah, it was yummy. It was so good. Into Olive Garden's gluten-free recipes or menu for my daughter because she's gluten-free. So with this, we're going to make a faux letter, for lack of a better word, with this piece that I'm doing now. You use the parchment paper where you have no napkin at, it will just pull right off the parchment. It is very, very hot when you take it off there. So you can cut this, you can ink on it, you can do whatever you want to when it's done. I also made this envelope, which I'm going to get some ink on because it's just a little too white for my taste. And then I did this one while I was watching Brooks Live. And I love, love, love this one. This is out of napkin I love. Wouldn't that be gorgeous in the center of a signature? And then this one is a new pack of napkins. I really don't know where I got them at, but I'd probably say Tuesday morning at one point. So I think they turned out cute. Now it's just a matter of trimming those. Sorry if I'm moving too fast and making this thing go crazy. And then I also did some piecing that way onto, this is a page from a poetry book. And then this is a page off of a traveler's notebook that ripped out on me, so I decided to use it. Yeah, I love birds. Birds are butterflies. So I have a couple more envelopes I want to add some stuff to. So I have that one. And then these are handmade. I don't like to buy envelopes. Let's see. I've got a whole box of envelopes, so, or if not envelopes, of napkins. I need to do a destash and get rid of some of them so I can get some new patterns. And I'm sure you've seen the trick of Scotch tape to the back of the napkin to make sure you get all the backing off of it. It just helps you to separate it, especially when you have bad hands and fingers that don't want to correctly work. Oh no, I just ripped that one. It's a good thing we're piecing it, right? We don't need the whole napkin, we need a piece of it. So I work in a grocery store, and today being a holiday, we were super busy, and everybody was calling to see if we were open. Now, mind you, it's the same grocery store in the city that it's been for ever, and we get one closed day a year. I lost my little water pen. Hi, Erin. So, like I said, we're going to piece this one. So I'm going to use my water because I don't want all that. Just to be able to tear this little section off there and have the little fuzzy edges. The fun part of this is getting, hi Darla. If I miss saying hello to you, I am so sorry. I just saw your name. So we're going to put this down here in the corner. The fun part about this is getting the cling wrap cut to fit somewhat. Because you know how cling wrap likes to fold back in on itself and, you know, all those fun things. So I put it down first. Then I lay my napkin kind of to the edge, and then I can pull it back to where I want it at. If my mother would see me doing this, she'd be like, you hate cling wrap. What are you doing, girl? long as I don't have to wrap food in it, I'm good. Hi, Gretchen. Happy 4th of July. Let's push this in a little bit because I don't want too much of that plastic wrap to show there. And then cut another piece here. And we'll put it on this side. And what did I do with this then? Napkin. I'll not lose it that fast. Oh, put it up here. Too funny. I want this little butterfly right here. Imagine that, right? Me and a butterfly? Who would have thunk? Okay. And we're going to it. The good part about using the parchment paper, you can use it over and over again as many times as you want until you lose it like I do. And you can, run the iron back and forth, or you can just put it down in one place and leave it set for a minute. So, Lauren, are there any fireworks in Marietta tonight? I kept hearing them last night. Scared my poor dogs half to death. Our Bella does not like thunder, and she does not like. There's Saturday. I just need to know how long my dog's going to bark tonight. Because if they start before this live is over, I will have to get off here because she will not settle down. It scares her half to death. And I wasn't thinking about that when I started. No, I am using plastic wrap, napkin, and paper and making it's like decoupage, but without the glue. The plastic wrap becomes the glue. It fuses it together. So you still have the actual texture of the napkin underneath. Yeah, it's one of my favorite techniques. I love doing this. It gets very hot, though. I should give my dog some Benadryl because I know all the fruit cakes that live around me are going to. That's a good idea. That would calm her down. She has seizures, too, so how that would work with her seizures. Okay, doesn't that turn out pretty? They're already doing it there. Oh, that's crazy. So we're going to do one little butterfly piece on the other corner of this envelope. I need the water pen. Thank you, Stacy. You can make so many things with napkins. I personally don't like, I do decoupage, but I would much rather do this because I absolutely hate to get the glue on my hands. It drives me crazy. Okay. I'll have to go in there and see if I can get some a minute and give it to her. Because it would be nice to not have her go crazy. Okay, so I got that little butterfly just by itself. And so I just need a little piece of the plastic wrap. Like I said, I saw this video when I first started watching YouTube. Before I was commenting, when I didn't even have a channel. And I thought, that is so neat. Then I started crafting, and one day I was like, oh, I got to try this now. I got craft space. By space, I meant TV tray table. Well, that wasn't a good sound, Dan. What'd you do? I think my husband just poured all his pills out of his hand into the dog dish. I talked to Jan not too long ago. Susie, we talked to probably about 2 weeks ago. They're Jan's just moving a lot of stuff around at her house and just, still trying to get back into the YouTube thing after taking a break. And Susie's been working. I think they're both good. I talked to Jan for just a few minutes the other day. Super, super hot. Okay. Hi, Jackie. So then I can add some words and something to give it some dimension. And have a cute little envelope to go in that book that I'm making. Let's do one more little piece here on this edge of the envelope because this will be hanging onto the back of another page. I hope this isn't too, what's the word I'm looking for? Too crazy boring. Hi, Patricia. So let's do this way. We don't want any hard edges there. Oh, you see what I just did there? I put those in the sheets of parchment down. Under. It's so much fun watching everybody. Everyone watching me just iron. Happy birthday to America, and thank you to all who sacrificed themselves for our freedom. Amen. Amen. I hope that everybody just let them know that I'm thinking about them. YouTube hasn't been the same without those two nuts. This is true. This is very true. They are two crazy ladies. Thankfully, they both still talk to me. I'll be honest with you, I'd be lost without Jan. She's the one that really inspired me to do, but long before I met Susie, to do YouTube. Okay, let's see how this works. I always round the corners before I think what I'm going to be doing, and I hate cutting round corners. Okay, so won't that be cute? Let's see. Let's pretend this is my envelope or my page, and it can go over that. And then the other side will show that. So let's do some trimming of this. Oh no, it folded in on itself. Okay. So my goal is to get a bunch of stuff done and ready for this book so I can start working on filming again, recording, whatever you want to call it, the videos for step by step. It's a process. It very much is a process of getting yourself ready to do a video. Me, I had to really contemplate on it because I was scared. I'm just digging for some scrap paper, girls. I was scared that I would say a lot, and yeah, I'm right, I do. Okay, let's do this little paper bag. That'll look pretty. Let's use some more of this napkin. Her name is Stacy, Patricia. Okay, now I'm going to try to go around this a little bit. Fussy cut. Oh boy. Around it a little bit, tear it a little bit more. I'm really not going to cuss at it unless I burn myself. Did you drop all your medications in the dog bowl? I take that as a yes.
One of them bottom lips is supposed to snap something, you push down, and snap shut.
I want to see a fussy cuss.
What if fussy cut butt cuss?
I don't know what a fussy cuss would cuss, but if they burn themselves, they're going to cuss for a while, I bet you. They're definitely going to say a few choice words. So I'm just tearing where I put the water at. Hi, Sandra. I was just talking about you. I used some more of that napkin that you sent me. So I'm like, I have 1.5 pieces left, and that's it. This napkin right here, I have 1/2 of one left and a whole one, and I'm like, I keep hoarding them because I don't know where to buy them at. Okay, so that is going on that bag. Get some more plastic wrap. Don't want to put it too close to the top because knowing me, I'd seal the bag shut or something. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sandra. If you could just tell me where you found it at, I'd be ecstatic. They're like my favorite napkins, and I've never found them anywhere. Oh, Dollar Tree. Okay, well, our Dollar Tree cut their napkin section down to like one shelf, unless it's just the plain napkins or the birthday or something like that. And I read somewhere where they're going to start carrying stuff that's more than $1, and I'm like, it's a $1 plus store now or something. Yeah, Dollar Tree Plus. Yeah, they don't. I don't know if I'd want a whole case of them, Aaron. I'm like, I could, I guess, wallpaper the wall when I get into my daughter's room after she moves out and turn it into a craft room.
Still ain't gonna be all junk in.
You guys hear my husband mumbling. He says, you still ain't going to get all this junk in it. I love how it comes off of that'd be a good effect for a book for Halloween. Wouldn't it? The little pieces of the paper pulling off. That would be cool. Yes, I've got some like that too. Mine has like a big chrysanthemum in the middle of it, but that's the only place it is. And I have one that is a butterfly. But wouldn't that be cool the way that the plastic wrap when it's just on Wouldn't that be cool on a page? Squirrel, I'm going down another road. Okay, trim that up. So that'll be a cute little tuck spot in a book. Yeah, I hate how they rush the seasons too. But I've worked in retail so long that I understand it.
Yeah, deer, turkey, squirrel.
I was a seasonal department head for 9 years at Hill's department store here. So we started getting Christmas in July, literally. It had to be put out and set completely by August 10th. My chairs are squeaking. I need more book paper. This is that poem book. It is a Keats, I think. It's old. Oh, I love that store too, Erin. I miss it so much. I started working at the one here in 1987.
I don't know, last thing I picked up one.
I was a senior in high school. It was the best job I ever had. We worked so hard, but we had so much fun. Literally. I wasn't a fan of the Ames store when it took over. Let's see. Which one do I want? Let's do this butterfly. But our Ames store took over our Hills, and then 3 years later it was closed also. So, and then they and built a Home Depot in its place, which almost made me cry. Okay. I've been thinking about doing a de-stash of some napkins. I think I said that earlier, but box of 10 or 12 napkins. Different ones. Aren't they? They're so pretty. I love them. And I'm just covering these things so I can make tags and such. I can't get hold of that. Tags and tucks and pockets for this journal. It's going to be an eclectic journal.
You ever tried to do that with paper towels and towels?
No, I'm not, Dan. I don't know. I started to reach for the iron, girls, without putting the plastic wrap down. I'd have been almost. Dan? My husband's over here laughing at me because he said there's going to be some fussy cussing. I don't want them going in two different directions. Why do I lose everything and it's in plain sight? Yeah, I love them this way. I need to buy some different water pens. These ones are a joke. I got them off of AliExpress, and they just do not want to let the water back out. That's true. I never thought about that. I have another one now. I have a whole pack. Oh, that's upside down. I like to use them for envelopes and all that kind of stuff. I did it again. Yes, some of them do, Carla. Some of them leak horrendously. Like I said before, I don't know if everybody was here. I just use this paper because I have a glass desk underneath here, and I don't want to bust my desk. Since I got my sewing machine, Sandra, I love to sew. I actually even hemmed Ashley a pair of pants. Aren't you amazed? This from the girl who almost got kicked out of home ec for destroying sewing machines. I actually saw that teacher. Yeah, exactly. Wow. She bought a pair of pants. They had elastic in the bottom of the legs, but they were way too long. And so I managed to hem them up for her. So, and keep the elastic. Thank God for YouTube. Told me how. I'm sure my mother was laughing her hind end off, looking down on me. I'm going to try some freezer paper here in a minute because then you don't need the plastic wrap. YouTube is my go-to for everything. All right, let's try a piece of freezer paper. Then we can, maybe if I still have some down here. Oh, I guess I'm not. I just have some art paper, so we'll do something else. We'll do this one like she said, and I can make a booklet out of it. YouTube has showed me how to thread my sewing machine. Jan talked, and then I went to do it again and I forgot, so I went to YouTube because she was busy. And then taught me how to wind the stupid bobbin that I couldn't get down. Love it. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm probably going to start trimming and seeing if we can make a letter out of that one that with the goldfinch on it. Thanks, Jackie. You can learn it, Stander. You can learn it. But I will tell you, I don't ever want a singer. I will keep my brother's sewing machine. It's awesome. But you have to remember to clean it. Remember the bobbin. Yeah, we did the home ec. Hi, Misty. Am I right? Is it Misty? We had an old Gretel sewing, you know, the old-timey one at the house when I was growing up. But I was never allowed to touch it. And then in home ec, I broke 3. They had to have them repaired. This will be a pretty booklet. Should I put some on the inside? I got it right. It is Misty. Yay! Always makes me feel better when I know I got something right. For a long time, I got Natasha and Johnny confused. I don't know why, but I did. Okay, let's put something on the back side of this one. So when they open up the booklet, it will be decorated on both sides. It's one of my favorite things, crafting things to do. I'll put some of this one in there. After I watched the YouTube video, I was like, oh, well, Kathy, you're an idiot. That was pretty easy. Cleaning the brother. Jan walked me through that one night, and I'm like, and then she had to go, and I had the little thing that holds the bobbin, and I was like, I had to go back to YouTube to find out how it went back in there because I couldn't remember. Okay, let's do that one there. I love to sew on paper. I sew on paper all the time. So that's my husband. I interrupt his shows with my sewing machine. Yeah, I love some of the fussy, fancy, stitching that they have on that brother machine I have. I have a project runway. Goodness gracious, I can't talk. Not if you clean the machine. If you have a brother and you clean it regularly, it's not hard on it. But if you let it build up, because paper makes a lot of dust. No, mine is the same brand as Jan's, but it's not the same machine. I have the same machine that Daisy from Tsunami Rose has. Yeah, it does dull the needle more than the fabric does. And you don't want to sew through anything like wet glue or double-sided tape will ruin your needle. Will break your thread. It gives something to the project that you can't get any other way. Yeah, mine does the bows and the swirls and the different things like that, but it's not the exact same machine. It's just the same brand. Mine is the, let's see, mine's the Pinto of the black. But they work the same. This will be cute in a journal. Mine has 99 different stitches. Some of them work well, some of them do not work well on paper. Thank you. This one is from Tuesday morning. I think I got that one on clearance for like $1. We went up and they had like a 20% off or something off of their clearance already, so it took it down to like $1. They don't look bad together. The colors match. I go to the one in Dublin, Ohio. when we go, or when we take our daughter back to school. There is one in Bluefield, Virginia, which is like, what, maybe 20 minutes from her college, 30.
10 miles.
So it doesn't have a lot of the craft supplies. Yeah, if I find one like that I really love, like, I don't think I have one out. But I don't buy a lot. My husband tells me to pick them up all the time. I've only been to Canton and Fairlawn. Okay, I've not been to that one in Columbus. The one I've been to is in Dublin, just right north of Columbus. The only reason I was there is because my husband, had 10% of his kidney removed 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. And he was in the hospital overnight, and he was out of it from having the surgery. And so my daughter and my sister-in-law and I, we went running around looking for something to do. Okay, let's do one piece on a piece of, sorry about my head being in the picture there, coffee dyed paper. Is it dark where you're at, anyone? It's getting to be dusky, as she says. I don't think we have any really, really good thrift stores here in this area. Miss Lauren knows of one that I don't know of. I like to go to Rinky Dinks once in a while, but we don't go very often. It's more of a junk store. Keep losing the plastic wrapping is right beside my leg. Okay, this one's going on this tea-dyed paper. So hopefully the Goodwill up there in Marietta is better than the one in Vienna, because excuse me, the one in Vienna sucks. Just saying. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock here too. I'll probably be a short live tonight. I want to try to make it an hour, but like I said, if the fireworks start going off, the dogs will go crazy. Oh, is it? I like to go to the one in Reinersville. Yeah, I think they are too. Goodwill everywhere is going crazy with their prices. Yeah, Reinersville, Ohio. Have you been to that one, Lauren? It is in third weekend in October, called Trade Days. And then I like to go, it's farther away, but to Lucasville, Ohio. And it's in October too. I think it's the second week of October. It is huge. Yeah, we don't have an outlet. I'm sure he probably is.
More like to get sunshine like you.
Johnstown. Where's Johnstown at? Nida, I am putting ironing napkins with cling wrap to paper. Okay, I'll have to check that one out. And making, going going to be making stuff out of it for a journal. Like, I think it just did that book. And we did an envelope. Not quite down. Thank you. There are 2 here in the city, plus I can hit 4 Goodwill stores within 10 miles. Wow. We have a Goodwill in Marietta, and we have one in Vienna, which is the closest ones to me. I like to go into our little antique stores. Wow. We don't have a Target. We have to go out of town to get to Target. And I say we because Lauren lives across the river. She's my closest crafting friend. Yeah, we are getting Hobby Lobby next month. No, I've not been there. I'll have to check that one out too. Cool. I can't wait for Hobby Lobby to open. It's headquartered in Minneapolis. Let's see if it's done now. Okay. I just really want to use these up. So am I boring anybody? My husband raised his hands. I am going to Dick Blick on the 20th with my daughter. And she wants to go on to the Tanger outlet. And I want to go to Tuesday morning because it's in the same vicinity as Dick Blick. Excuse me. And I don't know where else we'll go to. Got to go get something to eat. This is a trip for her, but you know, Mom's going to get to go Tuesday morning because we're driving all that way. He is watching TV. He just has it super low. He's just being Dan. Get that to stretch out there. Cut it a little short. Okay, what do we want to do? Pinky. What did I miss? Pinky. And if I should know who Pinky is. Hi, Dana. How are you? My husband is really good to me. I can't complain about him. If Jan was on here, she'd tell you he spoils me. But that he's an ear hustler. Aw, sorry, no fireworks. Yeah, he does. He cherishes me. That's pretty good for someone I called Watsy's name one time. Nah, I just have a memory issue. I really do. And I could not get his name out. And I looked at my coworker and I was like, oh, what's his name? She goes, Dan? Hi, Charles. How are you? Sandra, did you go back through chat looking for Pinky? Okay, let's see if that one's done. And then I think we'll start cutting some envelopes or something. Some tags. Oops, nope, that's not quite done. It's gonna drive her crazy. Eh. Dan's over here singing Pinky in the brain, the brain, the brain, the brain. He's using my neck as a pillow, as a rest tube for scrap cards off. Oh, Bella does that. If I drop paper on the floor or something, when you go to get her out of her crate and or clean her bedding in her crate, it's filled with little bits and pieces of paper. Drives my husband crazy. All right, so I'm going to save my 2 sheets of parchment paper. I'll turn that iron off. Store them in there so they'll be out of the way. Oh, let me get my craft mat so I don't blind anybody again. Because without it, this desk is quite bright. Okay, so here's everything we have made. Between the lives and Jan. Why did I say Jan? Watching Brooke's live and my live. Oh, they did? Yeah, I look for ours to start here soon. So hoping they'll wait until 9:30, 10 o'clock, but I'm not going to count on it.
They haven't said they're having them very early.
Saturday. Oh, I missed a little piece there, but we'll just tear it up. Aw, poor dog. Somebody had a thing on Facebook yesterday of how to make a thunder jacket for your dog using what's that paper or the stuff called? The like you would put around your arm when you hurt it. Ace bandage. There you go. Yeah, it's sad how much they scare dogs, and then but we continue to just let them off.
I'm sure our neighbor will be out there.
Yeah, we had some last Saturday they started the year.
I'm sure they'll be out tonight.
My brother thought it was a gun in the woods, so he was calling around trying to figure out if anybody else heard it. But they were just putting out fireworks. Yeah, it is hot. Well, with this one, the way they did it, it didn't look like it would be really hot to get through the fireworks. Oh, ours will just run around. Yes, they do not like it either. There was a gentleman that lived at the foot of our hill. He was a Vietnam vet. And growing up, I never knew what was wrong with him. He came back from the war when I was about 2 or 3. And we went down there to deliver something one day. He was kind of a recluse. He lived with his mom. And he was out in the bushes. And he was looking around. He had a helmet on his head. Scared me half to death. And he kept telling me they were coming. They were coming. Get down the duck. Get down the duck. Get down the duck. And I'm like, oh, what are you talking about, dude? And so I ran in the house. And I told his mom that he was out there. And she goes, there's nothing I can do. He heard the helicopters. And every time the helicopters would fly by, he would be on the lookout. It was the first time I really saw the effects of PTSD. I didn't know what it was called then, though. Yes, very sleepy puff. I started to say puffery. I'm sorry, Patricia. It's a hard thing to see and have a loved one go through. I think Dan's nephew that just retired from the Marine Corps has a slight touch of it too. I think just about anybody in the military. You see so much, especially if you've ever been in action. That's good. I'm glad it's better than it was. Hopefully he's had good help and not been forgotten by our notorious health care for veterans. Isn't that pretty? It's already scored, so when it goes in the book, gorgeous. This one I have plenty left of when it's done. And I've known some doctors who have PTSD that worked in emergency rooms and saw things that scar you, especially in bigger cities. Nurses. I don't think any of us are immune to it. Thanks, Lauren. Have a good night. I really wanted to do some freezer paper, but I guess I was out of freezer paper. Yes, they can get help. It's when they choose not to. It makes it hard on the family. Yes, it does. Dan's brother was a Vietnam vet. His dad was a veteran. He's gone now. His brother's gone as well. His brother-in-law was a vet. My sister-in-law's a vet. I'm thankful for each and every person that puts their lives out there. Oh, poor Otis. He'd rather be chasing the squirrel.
I just want to get out of John Mayberry.
Excuse me, I gotta get a drink. No, Danny's not in Mayberry. I love this napkin too. I think this will be so pretty as a page in a journal. The doggies have been drugged. They are giving their dogs Benadryl to help calm them. Oh, it's wanting to roll on me. Today would have been cheese. Your dogs love cheese. Our dogs love cheese too. They open the refrigerator door and think I should give them a cheese if I am making a sandwich. Yes. I watched a video today. It came up in my memory on Facebook of these two little kids singing God Bless the USA. It was the most adorable thing ever. The little girl was standing there holding a map of the United States in red, white, and blue. And the little boy was singing with a microphone. He was adorable. The hardest part of these is trimming them. And this napkin cool. Very summery. This one I got it. I think I got this in a swap. Somebody sent it to me. If you're like me, you get so much stuff, you buy so much stuff, you can't remember where your stuff came from. So this will put me in a good place with my embellishments and napkins. Not napkins. Goodness gracious. What am I trying to say? Envelopes. For this journal. And it is dark here now. I don't get a whole lot from my friend in China unless it's a die cut. Some washi tape. Need to get something to keep me from getting my glasses stuck in my hair. I'm not afraid to say my friend's name either. Like there's too many people that buy from AliExpress to. It's just a rumor. Okay. There's what we've made so far. Get that out of the way and this out of the way. This one, where'd it go? This one is going to be our letter. And it's already stained really well on the back with the tea stain. I love the different patterns. And I love how antique it looks. We are going to trim those little extra pieces off there. But I want it to be straight, so I'm going to use my cutter. Okay. And I want it to fit into my book. This is where the fun begins. Get my old scoreboard out here. Because I want to score it. And I've got all this tissue paper to fold up and put away. There it is. So we're going to score this piece at 2.5. Oops. What did I hit there? Okay. Then this part I don't have to measure. So this is going to be like that. Get my ink. Hi, Elizabeth. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm going to ink up the edges a little bit. And now I'm not using my other brush because I really just want these edges to be super dark. And I can do that with the other one, but it goes more into the page, and I don't really want it going so far into the page. So I'm not going to use the makeup brushes right now. Because when this is done, I want it to look like something that came in the mail and has been laying around for many years. I did this one other time and put it in a journal I'd sold. And I loved it. And I thought, oh, I got to do that again. Oh my goodness, it's hot in here. See how dark it's getting? I'm glad you got a few minutes, Elizabeth. I think every time I see people on Facebook, I'm amazed at how you can talk to people all around the world in the same chat, all across the United States. Squirrels go crazy. It's kind of how I've been lately. Like I started off doing one thing and then I go into another. I did this tonight. Isn't it cute? Does anybody buy paparazzi jewelry? This is one of the tags off the paparazzi jewelry. I just covered it and then made it my own. So no trash. Yeah, this was on, I want to say this was on a bracelet that I got. So you can see a little tiny bit of it there. The black makes it pop out. I keep my tags off of a lot of things. And then I'm like, spend the day doing decorating tags. Squirrel moments. Oh, I love this. Thank you, Patricia. I've been making, I see other people doing stuff, like I see bits and pieces of Daisy's live streams. And so I did this. Oh, it's upside down. I did that. And that one. This one. This is my ode to the 4th of July. It's the writing of the Thomas Jefferson. And then this one. I think they turned out cute. And this one was made using a piece of an index card, a small index card, and book pages. And it's the only thing I've been doing. It's like I have crafter's block for anything but, what's that called? Collaging. Thank you, Carla. Give me the paper and a mountain of scraps and I'll collage all day long. All right, I need my sealing block. I don't remember where I put it. I don't know where it's at. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I know I just inked all that, but I want some little divots in here. I like to make stuff look like it's really old when I'm doing this type of thing. And I have a sanding block somewhere. And I'm like, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Right in plain sight. Okay. Just taking a little bit. Oh, is it better now? Just taking just a little bit of the napkin off. Yes, birds on music paper, birds. I just love birds. Okay. Is it buffering or anything for anyone else? Seems to be the best my internet's behaved to me in a long time, and it might be because everybody in the area is waiting for the fireworks. Okay, so now I need a little bit of glue. Okay. See. I gotta answer my daughter. Be right back. Oh, okay. I tore that loose, so right on the edge, which I shouldn't have done. A little glue takes care of it. Okay. Take out my brush. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Isn't that cool? I'm surprised the fireworks haven't started here yet. Okay, I'm gonna sew around this real quick. I don't have my sewing machine where I can get to it and to let you see it. It's right here beside me. I keep thinking it's Friday night, but it's only Thursday. I'm thinking I don't have to get up early in the morning.
Bro.
Okay, sorry about that. Oh, okay. So I just sewed around that with some black thread. Changed that up a little bit. And the inside is where we're going to make it into the letter. Yeah, I don't know why. I kept thinking, I don't have to get up early in the morning, but I do. I have to be at work at 7:30. Thank you. So now I'm going to add, I don't know what else I want to add to it. I'm going to stamp inside, but I got they're in another location. So I may call it a night so that I'll be off here before the fireworks start because I'm sure it's going to be soon. And I will see you all next week. Everybody have a safe rest of your 4th of July. Sorry, it's a kind of an abrupt ending, but I don't want you all have to be deafened by our poor puppy. Everybody be safe, and I will see you in. Yeah, I'm glad you did it too, Elizabeth. Like I said, I try to do at least an hour. I've been on here a little over an hour, so I will see you all in the next video. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye. No, that's not. I always try to type. I forget to put the cursor there.
We'll see a fallen tree.